So as a musician that has reacted to and broken down so many Pentatonix tracks and has interviewed Ben Bram twice, who's their arranger and who's worked with them with so many other things, producer, like has been with them since the Sing Off, as someone who's interviewed their mixer, Ed Boyer, who's mixed several albums with Pentatonix and interviewed him twice, who's mixed the videographer, well, there used to be their videographer and current currently engaged to Kirsten. I don't know how it's possible that I have not reacted to a broken down this song by Pentatonix. Probably one of their most well-known songs. In fact, it has close to, 750 million views on YouTube. 721 million views is remarkable. It's almost in the billion view club, which is crazy. I've actually even done a guitar video where I've played over this video with guitar. So I've heard it. I don't know if you could ever hear Pentatonix without hearing this song. And I broke down a live version. So I don't know how somehow this slipped through my fingers. But today, we're checking out Pentatonix, the classic Hallelujah. One of my favorite songs, a song I love doing as a cover. In fact, you can find multiple cover versions of this on my YouTube channel. And I think actually years ago, this is a little Jacob Restituto insight, years ago, I was asked actually to interview for The Voice or to audition for The Voice. They reached out to me. I don't know how they found me, but they reached out to me. This was so long ago, like 2014 or 15. They reached out to me and said, "Hey, we'd love for you to skip the main audition." So I didn't have to go to like the Jacob Javits Center, which is where we host them in New York, which is a huge like center. Thousands of people go. I skipped all that and I went to a private studio and had a private audition in front of a couple judges and some big cameras. It was crazy, nothing happened. I didn't make it anywhere. But it was a very interesting process, and I had 3 songs that I was going to do. I don't remember the third, but the first, the 2 that I do remember was Hallelujah, and it was Use Somebody by the Kings of Leon. And I sing both those actually still, but Hallelujah stuck with me, man, and it's a crazy track. So I'm looking forward to actually breaking down this video and also the audio for Pentatonix. Let's get right in here. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Jacob Restituto. I'm a musician from Northport, New York, and let's see what we got from Pentatonix.
I've heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? Well, it goes like this: the 4th, the 5th, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Chords are phenomenal in this. This track is iconic. What's also iconic about this track is how many people have covered it. I don't know if most people realize this, but one of the most popular versions of this song, while this is an incredibly popular version, again, with close to 1 billion streams, it actually might even be more popular than the version I'm going to talk to. But the very popular version is the cover by Jeff Buckley. Everybody knows the Jeff Buckley cover on the Grace album. It's one of the most popular, but I'm actually curious. I want to check on Spotify. I don't think it has as many streams as this, which is crazy. How many streams this? I'm blown away with how many it has. But point being, most people know this song from Jeff Buckley. It's actually a Leonard Cohen's song, but it's wild when somebody covers somebody else's song and almost take ownership of it. And to some degree, I debate, at least to this can't say that. I was going to say modern generation. The younger people, Pentatonix might be that version. They might not be familiar with they're definitely not familiar with the Leonard Cohen version, and they might not be familiar with the Jeff Buckley version. But I would guarantee that there's not a millennial out there, or especially millennial, maybe Gen Z, that doesn't know this Pentatonix, or hasn't at least heard this Pentatonix version. Whether it be anyway, you've heard it anywhere. Just on YouTube, man, 721 million. It's not including Apple Music, Spotify, and any other streaming platform. Like it's radio, anything. It's crazy. Musically, let's talk about the fact what's going on. First of all, I love the fact that okay, there is 1080p. I didn't realize that. I was like, man, it was uploaded so long ago. It wasn't even in 1080p. It's in 720. musically, one of the things I really like about there is the vocal controls they have, where they're able to pull in and pull out and create this swelling style effect where it's a give and take, which music is all about give and take. It's loud and quiet, it's fast and soft. It's about contrast, giving and taking the contrast. Just like contrast is light and dark, right? Even light and dark in music, we have light sounds, we have bright sounds, we have dark sounds, we have warm sounds, we have everything like that. So one thing that I find really cool is their ability to pull in, pull out, give this really cool kind of movement within the track. Another thing we want to talk about is the reverb choice that they used. As a listener, it's interesting to hear because they're in this huge open space, but it's a very almost like a long reverb that has like almost like a long pre-delay. It's almost like an echo where it's actually he'll say it's only when they say something loud, because that's when the reverb's kicking in. You don't hear it as much when they're quieter, but it almost acts as an echo. It almost has like a longer attack. It's phenomenal. And also like Avi's bass in here is ridiculous. Where was this film? I forgot that Avi sang in this. Oh, shoot.
Well, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on
beautiful panning.
Her beauty in the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to the kitchen chair. She broke your throat and she cut your hair. And from you she drew the hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Let's pause really quick here. I remember it from a different Pentatonix video that when Avi sings, I believe Scott is covering the bass. And if that is the case here, because they haven't shown who's covering bass here, Scott does a phenomenal job. And I think I remember him hearing somewhere that he had done bass in some choir or something like that. But he sounds phenomenal. Especially one of the things I love about a human voice bass is the sliding action that we have. It's great. Almost glottal when they give like the initial first hit note and then they slide it up. I love that. I think it's one of the coolest parts about an a cappella bass voice. Something that a bass can't, that like an actual electric bass or upright bass can't emulate. And it's just something super unique to the voice, even while they're on the same frequencies as like a regular bass might be. So one of the things I think is really phenomenal. It also blows my mind when bassists, vocal bassists can sing, in a regular tenor voice. I don't even know how it's possible when they're hitting all these crazy notes.
Hallelujah.
I love the space they're leaving.
Hallelujah.
How do they recreate this live?
Oh, baby, I've been here before. I've seen this
Huge reverb.
room and I've walked this floor. I used to live alone before I knew you. And I've seen your
Building up.
flag on the marble arch. And love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken.
Hold on a second. I want to hear something. There's a huge debate. It's funny. I have the answer because I've spoken to Ben Bram, and we've talked about the fact that Pentatonix has layered vocals in their music. I think here's a good example where we hear Scott right here, but we also hear Scott over here. There's two Scotts going on right now. Another thing I really enjoy about this song and this version is that we get, it's like the perfect taste for new people to be introduced to Pentatonix, because there's a little bit of everybody. We have Scott starting it, then we have going to Avi, then we have Kirsten here over here, and then I'm assuming I haven't heard in a bit, to be completely honest, but I'm assuming we're going to Mitch, and we get a little bit of, we got Kevin on beatboxing, and I don't remember if we go back to him singing, but a little, it's like a buffet of Pentatonix that we get. You get a little bit of everybody, especially it's a great way to introduce, as opposed to like some of the other songs where it's just maybe one singer, which is still phenomenal. It's just different. Like you don't get introduced to everybody in the group as much here. Slide in the bass, man. it is.
God above, but all I've ever learned from love was how to shoot somebody who outdrew you.
This is perfectly in his range.
And it's not a cry that you hear tonight. It's not somebody who's seen the light. It's a call.
Panning echo.
It's a broken hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Yeah, that's cool. Again, talking about what I was talking about before, the dynamics, building it up, building it down, like starting low, building up, and bring it back down. I also love it's an audio visual thing that we have here. We don't even just have vocal or music. We have the cinematography that we have is incredibly well filmed. Like shout out to whoever filmed this and edited it. I love the use of space and the blackness that we have. Like they are really tastefully giving space as a viewer, because it's like it's this very bright scene. We're either in sunset or sunrise, and then we go to black, and then sunrise, sunset, bright, like a very almost washed out sky, black, and this is really interesting back and forth again with it, and then pairing to the space in their vocals. The ooh, ooh, like it's a really cool contrast, but it's not overdone. And one of the things I talk about with Pentatonix a lot is the fact that they do a really, really, really good job at knowing how and when to add things and pull things out. Like they don't let things sit for too long. And what I mean by that is they don't let a motif or a riff or an idea or a chord progression or layers go for too long in the song where the listener gets bored. It's almost like what I would call retention based editing, which is what the modern YouTube editors are talking about, like where it's like you want to keep the retention, you want to keep the person's attention, and the retention keeping them in the song or interested for the longest you can. But it's the same concept almost with music, where it's like, how can we change this where it's not so drastic where the person's thrown off or confused or like turned off, but it's changed enough where it keeps them interested and keeps the song moving and growing or diminishing, you know what I mean? It's just keeping the song interesting, and they do such a good job at that. Come on, a little bit of grit from Scott. Come on. Love that. Dude, their choices for chords are phenomenal. They like the way that they hang on chords or great tension in certain chords is a really, really, really cool thing that is very unique to them. One other thing that I want to point out, and I don't know if this was Ed Boyer here that mixed this song, but currently in this song and also in so many of their other songs, one thing that they do really, really well on the mixing side, which they're definitely involved in. They likely send it out, and then what happens is the audio engineer and mixer mixes the song and sends it back, and then they would provide feedback, with like say, hey, can we get more of this? Let's change this to blah 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 blah, right? They're likely not in the room, because I also know that they're based in L.A. where Ed Boyer is based on the East Coast. So, like I said, they probably send files back and forth with feedback. But I want to give credit to both them, for their feedback, and also Ed Boyer or whoever mixed this track with their the talent. Like one of the things I think is so good in all the Pentatonix songs is you can hear everybody at the same time. It's not like one of the group of singers is overpowering another singer in a way that it takes away. Like the blending is so well done. And that's what makes them one of the greatest a cappella groups currently alive. So phenomenal track. Again, I don't know how I missed it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. I'd love to know your feedback, or send me a text if you have any requests. God bless and peace out.